Good afternoon, this is Deb Amlin for the New York Times. It's a beautiful day for a crossword. Let's play two. Welcome to today's solving of the Thursday, January 19th crossword puzzle. Today's puzzle is a particularly well-timed puzzle by Jacob Stulberg. And the grid is very interesting, isn't it? We have four what look like flowers here at different corners of the crossword puzzle. You don't see that very often, but there's a good reason for it, and we're going to find out what that is. So let's get started. I hope you'll join us and put your guesses in the comments section. If you would, please put in the number of the clue and whether it's across or down. That helps me find it. And let's see. All right, I'm going to start, as I always do, with some, with some fill-in-the-blanks clues. Darn it, why is this not working? Today's clue that I'm going to start with is Tel Aviv. Fill-in-the-blanks clues are always easier. And Bangnam says nobody arranged those. Well, they are kind of out of order. They look like they're a little loose, but there's actually a very, very good reason for it. And we're going to find out what that is. So we've got Tel Aviv. What else can we do? Satirist Sacha Baron Cohen. I can never remember if that's S-A-S-H-A or S-A-C-H-A. I'm going to say C-H-A. And what else have we got? We've got Hillary Clinton's campaign manager. That was Robbie Mook. What else have we got? Let's see. Sarah B. says 10 down is octaves. Let's take a look and see what that is. Musical intervals from F to B. Yep, that looks pretty reasonable to me. I'm going to put that in. Thank you. Oops, wait a minute. It doesn't, because the T would be in the third place. So it can't be octaves, but it's going to be something. We'll figure out what that is. And Sarah McClutchy says 26 down is Sasha. Marissa Wilson says 39 across is DVD. Let's take a look at that one. Blu-ray Forerunner. Well, you know what? DVD is a possibility. There are others, though, so let's check by doing some of the nouns. Flock leaders. Well, let's see. That's a plural clue, so I know that's going to be a plural answer. I'm going to throw an S in there. Let's move on to this one. Place to come in from the cold. Not really sure yet. Asiago alternative. You know what? That could be almost any kind of cheese, but I will tell you that I've seen this clue before. I'm going to put in Romano, even though I think Asiago is a lot nicer. I like to shave some Asiago on my pasta. Dan Corica says 10 down is tritone. Well, you know what? That fits. Octaves was a very good guess, but it doesn't fit with Tel Aviv running across at this point. So let's try that. Tritones. Good. All right, well, we have a good entry into the northeast corner. Megan Valencia says 8 down is Matt. Groening, who created the Simpsons. Absolutely. Matt Groening. Let's see. John Finley, thank you. I think you're cool, too. Come join us. Madeline Berenson says 22 across is diet. Let's check that out. Trim the fat. Sure, why not? If you're trimming the fat, you're dieting. Let's see. Martha Mena Romolo says 41 down is Romano. Yup, we've already got that. There's a bit of a lag on Facebook, so if I'm a little bit ahead of you, please forgive me. Dan, yes, we put in tritones, and yes, your music degree was useful. You'd be surprised how much music there is in crossword puzzles. Let's see. Rebecca Lilich is encouraging Victoria to join us. I hope she does. Mac Zoe also agrees that 33 across is DVD. Well, we know that 41 down is Romano. So I'm going to guess that it's not going to be DVD. DVDs and Blu-ray sort of overlapped, and the clue is Blu-ray Forerunner. So the kind of Blu-ray player, the kind of player that came out before Blu-ray would probably be a VCR, right? I mean, if DVDs and Blu-rays sort of overlap each other, the thing before that would be a VHS tape that goes in a VCR. Michael Masad says 42 across is HBO. Let's take a look. True Detective error. Okay, yep, I'll buy that. Thank you. I'm sorry, it scrolls very quickly, but somebody just said 9 down is Uda. And yes, the very famous actress and acting teacher, Uda Hagen. Very common to crosswords. Christopher St. Pierre says 33 across is hoppers. That sounds right to me. Lottery ball containers. Yep, we would call those hoppers. You guys are doing great today. Sarah Coelho says 49 is kiss cam. Kiss blank cam. Yep. You know what? With the M at the last place, I will bet you're right. That's a kiss cam. So let's take a look at this. We've got VCR and kiss cam. Flock leaders are not necessarily shepherds of animals. They could be shepherds of people, in which case I would bet you that this word is vicars. There you go. What else have we got here? Place to come in from the cold. Oh, wow, you guys are really, really tearing this up. Brandon Sayun, it says 46 across is IHOP. And please forgive me if I mispronounce your name, IHOP. That means a place to come in from the cold would probably be a chalet. And we are making a lot of progress on the Southwest. Michelle Young says 38 across is the Comets. Wow, that's a nice piece of real estate, Michelle. Bill Haley's backup band absolutely was the Comets. They were the ones who sang Rock Around the Clock tonight. Let's see. Laura Breisky agrees on Vickers. Diane Tanking agrees on Vickers. Amy Dreesen agrees on Vickers. Nate Brown says 4 down might be GDP. Let's take a look. Economic benchmark briefly. Yeah, why not? Let's put that in, and we can always see whether that's correct later when we do the crossings. Sarah B agrees on IHOP. Rachel Wimberly agrees on IHOP. Dana Womack says 43 across is mop. So let's take a look at 43 across. Swab. Yes, to swab something is to mop it, so let's put that in. Martha Mena Remolo says 54 across is a la mode. Modifier on a dessert menu. Absolutely. If you have pie, you can modify it by having pie a la mode, which I think is the best way to have it. Matt Stuffed agrees that it's a la mode. Marsha Webb agrees. Sue Wine says 62 across is stop in. To visit, yes, to visit is to stop in. When I solved this, I at first had drop in, but I had to correct myself, and that's fine, right? Mistakes happen. You just move on. Sarah McClutchy says 60 across is renames. Gives a new handle. Is yes, absolutely, Sarah. Renames. Good for you. And Luke De Beneducci thinks that 54 across is a la carte. Well, you know what? It's possible, but I don't think that a la carte is really on a dessert menu. And here's the other thing. We only have 4 letters for the last part. A la carte is spelled with an E, so that would be 5 letters, but it's a terrific guess, and please keep trying. 50 down, many a monument. Oh, you know what? I don't know if this is correct, because there aren't any monuments that end in an I. So let's see. Den, actress Susan. There's no Susan Den. There's a Susan Day, who was on the Partridge Family. So I'm thinking this might be stop by, not stop in. But that was a really good guess. Everyone's agreeing on renames. Aletha Wolliver says 56 down is Susan Day. And many a monument is actually a tomb. Now, note that we have some unchecked squares in this puzzle, and unchecked means that they're not interlocked with other squares like the other white squares in the puzzle. R. So we have this white square, this white square, this white square, and this white square, and we're slowly putting some letters in here. What this looks like to me now is like a little tiny little checkerboard. So let's see what we can do with that. That might have something to do with the theme. Emily Friedoff says 43 down is paisley. Let's see. 43 down. Well, we have mop. Patterned fabrics. You know what? Paisley is definitely a pattern, and it's a great guess. The only problem is it doesn't fit in this six-letter slot, and it's supposed to start with an M. Now, I'm not a huge fabric person, and this is a word that I learned from crossword puzzles, but the answer happens to be moire. M-O-I-R-E-S, moire. Patterned fabrics. Those are the kind, they have sort of like a raised pattern to them. Rachel Wimberly agrees that 50 down is tomb. TC Martin Fry says tomb already. Well, I have put it in, TC. It's just, there's a bit of a lag. Ashish Aptis says 47 is Sabra. Let's take a look at that. Native-born Israeli. Yep, a native-born Israeli is a Sabra. And look, wow, look at these long ones. I can't wait to solve these. These long ones tend to be really a lot of fun. Nancy Wright agrees 43 down is Moires. Susian C says 52 down is Nile. 52 down. Source of the Amazon. Well, possibly, it's definitely 4 letters, but I think they're looking for a place rather than another river. So the source would be where the Amazon starts. So let's take a look. Anne Leith agrees that Moire is the right answer. Andre Mendez says 44 down is old age. Let's take a look. The most unexpected of all things that happened to a man, per Leon Trotsky. Isn't that funny? Yep. Old age. We never really see that catching up with us, do we? Diane Tanking says 45 down is play at. Do unseriously. Possibly. Let's put that in and see if that's correct. Let's solve some of the other crossings. 48 across. Ring. Not really sure what that would be. Oh, I know. It's not a ring that you wear. It's to ring. To ring something, and that would be to toll, like to toll a bell. Isabel Zatoun asks, is 58 down cog? Let's take a look. Part of the works? Yeah, that's very reasonable. Let's put that in. A cog is part of the works. Madeline Berenson agrees that 45 down is play at. Louis Coelho says 63 across is grossest. Well, we don't have enough letters for that, Louis, and it's a cloth insert. That's the clue. The cloth insert, again, I don't sew, so I had to learn all this from crossword puzzles, is actually a gusset. So let's see. How do you make it bigger? Elisa Shahar says, how do you make it bigger? We have it enlarged as far as we can here on our end, but if you hold your phone sideways, I've heard that makes it bigger. Let's see. Princess Stacy got one. Yay, good for you. Keep on solving, Stacy. Let's see. Neha Jane says 63 across is closet. Well, it's actually gusset, a cloth insert. It's not something you insert clothing into. It's a cloth insert in a garment that you wear. So let's see. Ken McCown says 61 across is Noriega. Leader targeted in 1989's Operation Nifty package. Absolutely. That's how they got him, Noriega. Excuse me. And here we have the source of the Amazon again, but look what's happening. We have 2 letters here, R and U. What 4-letter country can you think of that ends in RU? That would be the source of the Amazon River. Aryeh Sokolov says, you guys are amazing. You know what, Aryeh? It's really not about that. We are putting all our brains together. We don't have a huge vocabulary, but together we can all solve. It's really an interesting thing. I hope you'll join us. A lot of people are agreeing on Noriega. Let's see, so a couple of people, Nico Sanat and Neil Califano, are saying 57 across is ice tray. Yep, that's a little bit of wordplay there. It says you might empty it into a bucket. And here we're talking about an ice bucket. That would definitely be an ice tray. And so far we've pretty much confirmed play at using the crossings. And we've got that 4-letter word. We've got, I think it's Peru, guys. I really do. Do you agree with me? The source of the Amazon is Peru. Let's see. Kevin Medina, you know what? I think it's excellent timing for today. I really do. Everybody's agreeing on ice tray in Peru. 52 down. Richard Eckman wants it to be Costa Rica. Well, maybe if we wrote really, really small, Richard. Let's see. Yep. Victor Bledsoe says 59 down is tis, and we've pretty much finished the bottom of the puzzle. Let's keep going and work our way back up. 51 across is looks for ganders, e.g. I like this clue a lot. Excuse me. When I first started solving, I thought this kind of clue was really, really unfair because I thought it was saying something else to me. But the trick to becoming a good solver is learning what the clue is asking of you. So looks, if you think about, when you see e.g., e.g. means I'm looking for an example of what this first part of the clue is. So looks compared to ganders means that they're synonyms. You can take a look at something, you can take a gander at something, and because they're asking for an abbreviation, the answer is syn, for synonym. 48 across, Claude Guignac is saying, let's see, toll, yep. Scroll up. Well, I have a tendency to lose, I don't know. For some reason, this is not working well today, but there we go. How's that? Is that better? We've got other clues up here. Let's see. We've got a nice long one here, cork opener. Now look, we've got that question mark. So the question mark means that there's some wordplay going on here. So while it sounds on the surface like we're looking for something that would pull a cork out of a bottle, that's really not what we're looking for. We're looking for an opener. And what other kinds of cork do we know of? We know, well, there's corks in bottles, there are cork boards, but there's also county cork in Ireland. So what would be a good opener in County Cork? We've got morning here, and Sarah McClutchy has guessed it. It's top of the, sorry about that. Top o the morning. Let's see. Sylvia Diaz says 28 down is appointments. Let me find that. Schedule listings, correct. And because schedule is abbreviated, the answer needs to be abbreviated, and you're absolutely correct. That would be appointments. See, this isn't too hard. Catherine D'Souza agrees that it's top of the morning. Nancy Wright agrees top of the morning. Madeline Berenson agrees. Jim Curry. Dan Corica, I like that clue too. There's a lot, that's the one thing about crossword puzzles that I think people who don't solve forget. There's a lot of humor in crossword puzzles. It's not just a two-dimensional square that you have to be uber intellectual to solve. These are pretty funny a lot of the time. Let's see, any Edward Elgar fans out there? We have the Coronation Ode at 34 down. Isabel Zatoun said 31 down is het. Now, that's a word you don't hear too often, but you will see it in crossword puzzles. If you're really worked up about something, it's a variation on hot, and the answer is het. Correct. Neil Califano says, 16 across ends in EST. Well, most pretentious, you're right, because it's a superlative. So when you see most, it has to end in EST. So let's drop that in there. let's see. So if we're solving this, the most pretentious is something, 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 ostensibly a P, E-S-T. Luke de Beneducci thinks the 4 blocks are a rotating pattern. Well, let's see. We've got some letters in here, which I think are really kind of cool. I see a P, an A, an S, and a T. And in this one, I see a P, an A, an S, and a T. We've got a T and an A in here. You know what? Just for giggles, guys, I'm going to put in the P and the S. How about that? And I'm going to do it here too. Because if it's in the 2 bottom ones, I'm betting you it's going to be in the 2 top ones. And so far we have this rotating past. We don't know what that's for yet, but we're going to figure it out. David McCoy says 17 across is oxtails. Ingredients in a Jamaican stew. Yep, oxtail stew is correct. Oops, sorry about that. Oxtails. Alex Antoun says 6 down is se or te. 6 down. French possessive. Yep, it's spelled S-E-S. And I only know that because I took a semester of French, apparently. Let's see what's going on up here. C30 across. Oh, that's a cross-reference clue. George, who sang I Want Your 7 Down. Well, that doesn't sound very mellifluous. 7 down ends in an X. I'm going to bet that word is sex. And the guy who sang I Want Your Sex, here's a really nice shout out to George Michael, who passed away on December 25th. Let's see. Plant with fragrant leaves. We have T-T-R, and I'm going to guess that's tea tree, as in tea tree oil. Debbie Mann Polish and Lindsay Williamson are saying the 24 across are Pope. And that's the word before or after Alexander. And you're correct, because we can have Pope Alexander and we can have Alexander Pope. Deb Orico says that 19 across is ESP. Let's take a look. The ability of some of the heroes on NBC's Heroes. Yep, some of them have ESP. And let's see what else we've got. This is they present hurdles. Well, I'm a runner, so I kind of know this one. They're steeplechases. Steeplechases. So we filled in our 2 long downs. Let's see what 27 across is mine, e.g. So we want that, we've got that e.g. clue again. We want an example of what a mine is. And a mine is a pit. And this is another clue I liked. I also thought these were very unfair when I started solving. A title that anagrams to another title. Well, how are you supposed to know what the answer is unless they give you one of the titles? It's like solving for X with no information. But look, we have S and we have I. And we know we only have 3 squares, so the answer, the title is probably either Sir or Sri, the Indian title. We have the S and we have the I in place already, so we know this has to be R. And that matches because an old style name for planes is arrows. Diane Tanking thinks 11 down is teleport, so let's move on. Travel sci-fi style. Yeah, sure, why not? Teleport. Let's see. And count me in. I would say, yes, let's. There we go. So now we've only got this sector of the puzzle left and the revealer, which is at 36 across. Let's take a look. Elise Molina has already guessed it. Michelle Young has guessed it. Nicholas Bowfinger has guessed it. Ralph Imatong has guessed it. We're going to go in and we're going to solve it, guys, but I'm going to leave that one for last. Michael Edwards has it. Becky Laughlin has it. Come on, you guys. Let's leave that one for last because I thought it was terrific, and I always save the best for last. Let's see. So celebrity, let's see. Don't know what that is yet. Let's see what the crossing is. Blows. Don't know that one. Top secrets. You know what, guys? I'm beginning to think that GDP might not be the right answer. Because I think I know what the answer to this is. Because we have a question mark here, it's not top secrets like in classified information, is it? It's got to be another kind of top that someone might keep secret. What is that? Well, I'm guessing that it might be toupees, right? Because if you're wearing one of those on top, you're definitely not telling anybody. Ken McCown says 2D is horrific. Let's see. Awful. Sure, why not? Horrific. And Trey Flex says 5 down is keep. To retain something is to keep it. Absolutely. Let's see. Vicky Zhu says 5 is keep. Derek Howard is saying great work, everybody. Thank you, Derek. Keep on solving. What have we got for, let's see. Benny Ba says 18 across is RRR. School basics informally. Yep. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Definitely. So now 1 down, I'm guessing that celebrity, the synonym would be stardom. Let's see. It fits. What else have we got? That's got to be of a piece. It's a partial. It's not great, but it's, sometimes that gets a constructor out of a corner. Thomas Godzik Jr. says 4 is CPI. Economic benchmark briefly. Okay, let's try that one. We figured out that it wasn't GDP, and that's okay. We put in CPI. Blows. I think if someone has a blow, that they've been shocked, so that's got to be shocked. The most pretentious. The most pretentious. People are agreeing on shocks. Well, no, it's not sharks, you guys. John Cooperis says 3 down is outreach, public relations effort. Yep, outreach. And there's an H. And you guys were right. The liability for a political candidate, as depicted 4 times in this puzzle, 1, 2, 3, 4, is a checkered past. And that's it. We've done it, you guys. Keep that in mind. The biggest liability for a politician is a checkered past. Thank you so much for solving the puzzle with me today. It's always better when we put all of our brain cells together. Have a great afternoon and join me next week for the live crossword solve. This is Deb Amlin of the Wordplay column, and I will see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye, guys.